They need some of the old faces to get better, to improve. One of those guys that they're banking on is Jordan Battle alongside Bryan Cook. Can Battle take a big step forward? We're going to hear from Jordan in just a second. It's been an eventful week for him.
Yeah.
But before we hear from Jordan, let's set some expectations for him. Where are you guys at entering year 4 with the former third-round pick who started last year, played a ton, had some ups, had some downs, but the Bengals banking on him to have more ups this season?
Certainly. 4 interceptions last year, 2 forced fumbles. I think that's the thing that really jumps off the page with me, with Jordan Battle, is sure, there's some missed tackle problems, there's some other issues with Battle, but when he does make plays, they are impact plays. He knows how to go get the ball. He knows how to change the flow of a game. And that's something that I love to see in a young player, because it's easy to teach tackling. It's easy to teach the fundamentals of football, but it's hard to teach that nose for the ball. And Jordan Battle has that, and he's a difference maker. And that was one of the main reasons the Bengals brought in Geno Stone, was because of the interceptions and the stuff he was able to do as the third safety in that Ravens defense before he came over to Cincinnati a few years ago. Battle can fill that role of the big play guy, because Bryan Cook, among all the things he does really, really well, he's not that turnovers guy. He doesn't have a ton of interceptions, doesn't have a ton of forced fumbles. I think the pairing of the two of them could build one of the most well-rounded safety rooms in maybe the entire league.
I am really excited to see, to that point, how Battle is going to work and play alongside Bryan Cook. I think Cook is going to do wonders for Battle's game. And you just look at Jordan's numbers, his PFF grades over the last couple of years. In 2023, his coverage grade was a 76, was a coverage grade, again, a 76 in 2024. And then for some reason took a massive dip to a 54.5 in 2025. And you wonder how much of that had to do with just the overall struggles and just how historically bad this Bengals defense was a year ago. And so I have to imagine a guy like Bryan Cook is only going to help Jordan Battle kind of get back to maybe that form we saw out of his rookie season, because I think a lot of us were really high on him and what we saw in 2023.
No question.
They need him to be what Von Bell was when he signed.
Yeah.
Like, Bryan Cook is going to be the key piece, the stabilizing piece, the guy that puts out all the fires like Jesse did. Yeah. Jordan Battle, when they drafted him, it felt like they thought he could be the next Von Bell. And Von Bell, it took time for him to become what he was here in Cincinnati, helping them go to the Super Bowl, get to the AFC Championship game in back-to-back years, because he was on his second contract, because he had developed and gone and taken his lumps and played in big games with the Saints. Well, now it's Jordan Battle's time. And so I think realistic expectations for him, to Jacob's point, force those splash plays, and you just got to, those lows, those valleys, where you have the missed tackle on Colston Loveland, you have some boneheaded plays on the sideline, some missed tackles. They'll eliminate those. And if you eliminate those and have the splash plays, you're going to be a quality starting safety in the league, whether it's here, whether it's elsewhere. Obviously, he's entering a contract year. Here's what Jordan Battle had to say, a part of what he had to say, talking to reporters earlier this week in the Bengals locker room.
At this point of OTAs, why or what do you feel has grown in terms of your confidence, not only for yourself but for the group as well?
I mean, the confidence of the team, is already through the roof. Just with the guys we signed, we feel very comfortable in the things that they do. And just with the guys coming back, I feel like everybody's matured, a little bit more, and everybody's ready to take the next step. As far as myself, just trying to be more of a vocal leader. I'm trying to just step out of my comfort zone. And whenever I see something, speak up about it. Understanding that I'm in a position to where I could speak up. Just voice my opinion, and guys will listen.
Being a vocal leader also kind of signifies that you have a command of the defense and what Al Golden wants, what Chuck Burks wants, and how to play the secondary. How have you worked on that?
Yeah, for sure. Just coming in every day. Whether that's early, whether it's getting up with JK, seeing whatever we can do to impact our defense. Impact our calls. Sometimes we have certain calls that have different meanings, but it sounds the same, like it's maybe in the same category or something else, so just trying to, specify those things, and put them in different categories and give them different names so it make it easier for us.
That confidence you said the team has from the offseason moves, I mean, does that show up on the field? Can you sense a difference compared to your last couple of years?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like, going into this year's OTAs, probably the most confident I've been with the group. I feel like everybody's, just bonding so easily. Even with the new guys, coming in, it was like we knew these guys last year, and we just met them. So it's been fun, bonding and getting to know everybody.
Does that surprise you? Just expecting to be able to quickly kind of connect with so many new pieces?
Nah, I mean, not really, but, when you see that, that everybody's, pretty much alike in a way, it's kind of fun to see, Boy has a cool personality, Dex and BJ been together for a while, so it's easy for him to mess with BJ. And BJ probably have the biggest personality on the team, so that make Dex want to have a big personality as well. So it's just been fun getting to learn guys, get to know guys, and B Cook as well. Like day one meeting him, it's been like we've been brothers our whole life, so it's been cool.
I remember talking to you at the end of your rookie year, and you were talking about how you wanted to be a leader, you wanted to be a captain on this team. It's hard as a rookie because you got to know your place, and I do. Is that still a goal that you want to wear a C at some point?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a goal, this year. Trying to get that C. Be a leader on this team, on this defense. And be the guy that guys could look up to. And come to. When they have problems. When something's not going on at home, not going right at home. You could tell me about it. We could talk about it. And leave that outside the door, and then we get in the building. It's just football. And just be comfortable around guys.
Is that something you guys consciously think about over this process, over training camp, or is it the day they say it's time to vote, you're like, oh, this is popping your head then?
I probably wouldn't say I'm thinking about it right now. I haven't been thinking about it, probably until you just said something. But it's just about having the confidence, and guys having the confidence in me, and then you having the confidence in yourself as well to be able to go out, go step on the field and then, get a play, call out a play, make the adjustments, and then everybody's listening and then everybody's reacting and we're doing good, we're making plays. So, it's been a step forward this year. I feel like for myself, just being that guy who guys feel is a vocal leader, and I just got to keep progressing.
That entire conversation with Jordan Battle is on the Cincinnati Bengals Talk YouTube channel. Look, Battle, they're banking on him being a real guy, being a playmaker. And I think that's, if they can be solid everywhere defensively and then they have a few guys that are playmakers, maybe he's one, maybe Demetrius Knight is one, and they make some splash plays. Maybe they're not perfect, but they make some splash plays. It's going to go a long way on this defense because I know Cook is going to be consistent. I know what he's going to bring. He's not going to miss many tackles. He might not have the ball production. Hopefully Battle can give you that, give you some of those splash plays, because then they complement each other well, and you feel really good about that safety room.
It's been a revolving door in that second safety position next to Battle since he got here, and I think the consistency and some kind of stability will make it a lot better, and also the corners. I mean, even leading into last season, now we're talking about DJ Turner as potentially a $30 million extension guy who's a no-doubt Pro Bowler this season. Last year, he wasn't even the starter going into week one. I think as the whole secondary takes a step forward, also coupled with the raise in pass rush production we can expect from the defensive line this year, Jordan Battle's job should get a lot easier. And this comes with more time under his belt, more snaps, more experience. So his progression should just be happening naturally as well when the talent is added to the defense. So all of that should marry up and have a really exciting season for Battle this year. I'm certainly buying stock throughout this offseason.
I am too, and we saw just what kind of difference having that stability in that safeties room made in 2021 with Jesse Bates and Von Bell, and how well they played off of each other, and the big time moments that those two guys really stepped up in. I don't think it's out of the question to think that Jordan Battle and Bryan Cook can be that for the Bengals in 2026. And I loved hearing Jordan just say that this is the most confident he has felt in this group since he has gotten here. I think that goes a long way too, especially when you have, not only all the changes that you had on the defensive side, but looking for this defense to massively improve from what we saw in each of the last two seasons.
A career high 125 tackles. He started every game last year. And the fact that he was able to do that, but also have the 4 interceptions. The production's there. Now you need him to leap because year one didn't play a lot. Year two was weird because they brought Von Bell back, and it was just kind of awkward. Last year, played a lot, got his opportunity, showed some flashes. This year needs to be his year. And if it is, he's going to get paid. Might be here, could be elsewhere. But if he plays well, then he's certainly going to get his payday. The Bengals are going to be better off for it.